Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Harshit. How are you?
Clearly, that's the thing because nobody's going to listen it in the morning. This is the time where we actually don't say anything like that. But welcome to Realtors Labx. This is the very first podcast that I'm actually recording alongside with my very own friend who manages my clients and everything that goes in it, Faizan Aslam. Hello, Faizan.
Hello, Harshit.
How's it going? How's it going?
Everything is fine.
Everything's going fine?
Yeah.
Before we actually start, let's give a brief introduction about Realtors Labx, yes? So what is Realtors Labx exactly, according to you?
Realtors Labx is something which transforms someone's business, and especially in real estate.
It's only meant for real estate. So, to be very exact, like what Realtors Labx does, it's very simple. The parent company is Harpinx. All right. Under this, we have this beautiful name, Realtors Labx. The only job of Realtors Labx is just to make sure that the realtors are only focusing on closing the deals, getting the contracts in line. Rest, they don't have to worry about the prospect. Everything is on autopilot. They have to meet in the end of the funnel. That saved a lot of time for them, manpower. And in the end, they are actually making a good revenue, good commissions, and that's the thing. That's how the things are going for them.
Yep.
So this is Realtors Labx. To know more, we can have a detailed conversation. We have actually invited a lot of real estate agents to be the part of this podcast, and sooner or later it's going to be there on the channel. So you make sure that you subscribe to it. So today's topic. How do we start about that? It's really interesting.
Yeah.
All right, because we both have invested money in real estate. Exactly, and we know the power of returns that we've got so far.
Yep.
And it's more of an asset for us.
Exactly.
So I feel like you've invested in stocks as well. I've invested in NFTs and crypto. Yeah. So let's not talk about crypto. No, no, not at all. Thank you, Mr. Elon Musk. You're amazing.
Down on the line, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about this beautiful concept.
Yes.
Real estate versus the stock market. Yeah. How's it going?
The absolute game.
It's a real game. It's a real game. So how do you define stock market? Like let's say that we're actually comparing. Right? We're comparing real estate and stock market. So what's the definition here? Like what I'm trying to say to people versus what it actually is.
When you buy stock, it is something you buy a tiny piece of something. And when you are investing in real estate, it's something that you're buying the whole piece of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the basic difference in stock market and versus real estate.
Yeah, but at the same side, like I have understood this one thing, like in real estate and versus stock, because I recently bought some shares, good number of shares. So I've understood this one thing. This beautiful thing is when you buy a real estate.
Yeah. All
right. When you get into real estate, you buy a piece of land, you get a house, you build it. It's the asset. Yeah. Let's say you invest around 450 grand for a property, you bought it. All right. $450,000. That's a lot of money. Yeah. But and that's fixed. Yeah. Like it's not going anywhere. Market goes down, anything like that. Yeah. You're going to get the money.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. And you rent it out. At the same time, you're getting the passive income as well. Yeah. So plus $450,000 your assets. And at the same time, you're making the money out of it. 2,000, 4,000, whatever the rent you're going to ask for the tenant is going to pay you. So it's a recurring income coming in every month. Yeah. So I don't know if that's how stock works.
Yeah, there's something in stocks too. One thing is called dividend. When you invest in high profile company, they give you a dividend annually. And this is something which can be your passive income also.
Yeah, that can be said. Yeah. But eventually, there's a risk in stocks. Do you understand? You have heard in India that this business tycoon Adani, Hindenburg released news against him, and man, oh man, he lost a lot of money from it. I'm not so sure. $65 billion, $48 million, $1 billion. I'm not so sure. Yeah, that's a lot of money that he lost. So now just tell me one thing: if I would have bought a property, let's say $1 million, all right, and I would have bought the same, I would have used the same amount, like $1 million more, to buy Adani share. So what would I have by the end of the day? Like I've invested $2 million, one in real estate, one in Adani's stock. See, stock market booms up, but there's an if-else statement because that's a lot of thing that goes in it, like ethics of the company, how they're working. You know that Amazon was not profitable till 2016.
Yeah, exactly.
But they were reinvesting the money. So eventually, people started getting the good return out of it.
Yeah.
Tesla, people invested money in it. Those who invested in 2010, 9, and anything like that, they must be booming right now.
Yeah.
They would have made a lot of money. But eventually, it's the vision that keep on evolving. But there's another story to it. Like you invested in a company, and at the same time, the stock price, the company changed some ethics. Let's say, if we say the biggest mistake that Mr. Mark Zuckerberg did in Facebook. Facebook was evolving. They have a beautiful audience. Instagram, billion people. People are using social media as their main forte. Like they're posting their stuff. They are having a lot of data right there. And at the same time, they came up with the concept metaverse. That's a policy, all right? Understand, we guys can understand this thing that meta is something, you have a digital real estate. Majority of the guys, millennials, majority. And then the one who are actually born, who are falling in the age bracket of 50 to 60 or 65 or anything like these people are using Facebook. They don't have any idea. And these guys are the potential investors. They have bought the shares. So they don't have any idea about metaverse. That's how the things are started depreciating. Whereas, if they would have bought a property in 1985, let's say, all right? Or let's say Facebook was launched in 2004. They bought shares in 2012, all right? And they bought the property. Facebook shares started going down or going up. That's another story, all right? But at the same time, if they would have bought a real estate property, they would have invested money in real estate. That must have multiplied by now.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm telling you the basic story. Back in 2012 or 11, I'm not so sure, because I was in 9th grader or 8th grader. My father bought a piece of land. It was next to the highway.
Yeah.
All right. He bought he actually got the two. I'm not so sure. 5,000 square feet. I have no idea. Like 1,500 square feet, and one was 1,000 square feet, and he paid roughly $27,000 for it. He got it. It was just a basic piece of land. He got some network, he got some links, and his friends were the property dealers. So they got him that. Now it's been 10 years. And good people started living right there, like good community, people who are earning good, good locality, ministers, and everybody else is living there. They are neighbors. The property that we invested to 27,000 is worth and in multiple segments, in 6 figures. That's how I can say. Like easy. If I want to sell it, I can easily sell it for 200 grand. Like that's how people are desperate to buy that piece of land. All right. So people don't understand this thing. Like it's an asset.
Yeah.
It's booming. That's another thing. But you have that saving in your hand. By the end of the day, if you invested money, if you bought something, stock market is good. It's the mind-blowing game. That's how the hedge funds are dominating in this game, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it, but at the same time, the one who is who's new to this game, like I have seen it. I have met tons of billionaires and millionaires. Most of these millionaires, I have seen this hack. Like you wouldn't believe if I tell you that these guys are actually. Now, like I remember this one guy who is once I was flying. So this guy was sitting next to me. He's an economy, and I was able to recognize the smell of the perfume he was using.
Oh,
yeah, I was able to do it. It was Tom Ford. So I was kind of fascinated by this fact. Like this man is not an ordinary man because that smell, the smell is different. So we were sitting, and then we had a pause at I guess Delhi airport. So we both were sitting, and he was sitting in economy. So I had to know. I was very curious, like very simple. Like his attire was very simple.
Yeah, down to earth.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like he was very simple, but I had this curiosity. Out of curiosity, I asked him. Like he was sitting, we stood in the same line. We had to eat something, so we went to Subway. So while we were ordering the stuff, like he was very precise with the stuff, like the we go, like Italian bread. This is the cucumber, and this is the thing that I need. Oh, he was very precise with it. Yeah. It's like he was only eating Subway for the rest of his life. So I was very much into him. Like, hey, so again, so since he was sitting next to me, so we shared the same bench. Yeah. Intentionally, I went and sat next to him. And then I said, "Hey, can I take that? Thank you so much." Then I started having a conversation, and then that's when I got to know that he is actually more into construction, and He invested in a lot of properties and he believes in passive income. So I asked him, how many units do you have? So he didn't reveal the units, but he told me that he is making enough money from this passive income that covers all his finances, all the house workers, everyone else who's living, because he's roughly around 63, 64. But he didn't reveal his age. I asked him, but eventually I was able to guess it. Like he got these wrinkles, and I was like, he is kind of old, but he's not mentioning. Then that's when he mentioned, like he got a lot of houses, flats, apartments, and he's renting out complexes, renting out, and he's getting the money that's paying for butler at his place. And he told us about his beautiful place, his maintenance and everything is being covered under that. So who in the world will understand this thing? Like, you need to have a passive income, and clearly you said stock market pays dividend, and that's I haven't been into stock market, I won't lie. Like I know how this thing works. I will never say what type of money, because I clearly don't want to talk about, I don't want to address the big elephant in the room. So, but I have understood if stock market is going down, but that has nothing to do with real estate, because land is limited. Do you know in India, in Mumbai, this place called Mumbai is the place that's been predicted by the end of 2050. It's going to be underwater, like if the sea level. Yeah,
if the global warming persists, it is going to be.
And it's going to happen because land is limited piece. Like it got created limited amount of it. So people are going to buy it. Like it's limited. Like people, it's only going up. You see, this is the thing, like I'm a sneakerhead. I spend a lot of money on sneakers. So if something I'm not able to buy it on Nike's website, then I'll go to StockX and then I'll start bidding. So instead of paying $120 for a sneaker, I would end up paying $500 or $700 for it. But by the end of the day, I'll have it. That's the same thing goes with real estate. Eventually, I have this one Nike's Air Max. It's a limited edition. So there's one friend of mine, it was very expensive. I paid around $300, something like 300 or 400, I'm not so sure. And this friend of mine, I told him, hi, this is the thing I'm wearing. Then he called me up. He said, listen, I'm going to pay you this much money. And eventually I'm getting that money. It's a business. Same thing goes with the real estate. You get it in the right location, you're booming. So this is the thing. Like this is where most of the people are, most of the people are not focusing on passive income. So I won't say.
Actually, the thing is, when you buy, when you're buying a property, you need a bunch of income because you cannot buy a piece of land for pennies. The same thing is not with stock market. You can invest with some $100, $50. You can start investing and you can increase your income. Yeah. This happens with stock market, but the case isn't with the real estate. This is one of the drawbacks that people face.
But can you get the loan on stocks? See, I'll be dead serious here because what's happening is recently I met this one pathetic businessman.
Pathetic.
Yeah, he's pathetic. Like he got loan on every single thing. I'm not so sure if he sold his entire body for it. I wouldn't say that. You know why I don't want to say that anything like that? It's very simple, bro. Like this guy is not so focused on his business, but he would get the loan. But eventually he got the assets. You said that money you cannot have it. Like
pennies.
But let's talk about one strategy. If I saw this Instagram reel, I'm not so sure if it's going to be like that. So you say. There's this one beautiful. I'm not so sure if this I'm just forgetting this name. He's Asian, right? But what he does is he basically buys the property, flips it. Did some renovation, he flips it. Like he's invested 200,000, sold it for 400. He made money out of it, flipping.
Yeah.
You have to focus on the initial part, and rest is the game. Imagine, let's say. This one, my landlord, for example, he's asking $100,000 for the property I'm living in. All right, that's a lot of money.
Exactly.
And I know this fact that he only bought it for $65,000, and I have to pay additional $35,000 just to make sure he's making a point. But that's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm not so sure. Like, if this thing is going to work out, or if this anything like that is going to disturb this fact. But again, yeah, this is how. But eventually, why I'm supposed to pay anyone like that? But he got the leverage.
Yeah, exactly.
He got the leverage
Just because of inflation.
Inflation, yeah, exactly. So this is the, so what's your take on, like, what are the cons of investing in real estate and what are the pros? So let's talk about that, and then we'll talk about.
Yeah, ability to leverage is the biggest pro of investing in real estate.
Let me just text one guy.
Someone is disturbing you.
No. Someone. All right. Done. Yeah. So
yeah, ability to leverage.
Leverage is good. Like, I have seen it. If you start investing, like, I have seen this guy. His name is Grant Cardone. People call him a scammer, and then I'm not so sure why they call him that, because his main forte was real estate, but then he started selling the courses, and then he started selling the mastermind. Eventually, see, we understand this thing, like, there's a void in somebody's life. All right. Grant Cardone was somebody who actually transformed a lot of lives, because people from very early age started investing in real estate, and they started making decent amount. And by the time they were 30s, in their 30s, in their 40s and 50s, they have chunk load of money coming in every single day, every single month. Like, they don't have to worry. Let's say, see, I have seen it. You can, this beautiful quote that I read in HBR, this 100 best article, this book, I'll ping the link.
Yeah.
So in this book, this guy actually said beautiful quote. If your work requires manual labor, then clearly you don't have to worry about the second half of your life. And this actually struck me like the Thor's hammer, like something like that. He got the thunder on me. And this was very true. That's the exact reason, like, me getting into this niche, understanding real estate, because real estate is something that's going to transform. People are now understanding this thing, the power of investing and owning a property and leasing out to the people. See, I personally don't want to buy a house for myself for the next 10 years. Let's say, I don't have any plans, but I do want to own several properties, because when I buy my house, I'm kind of I'm located at one location. I cannot move out. But you know me from the years. I just rent out the places where I go to a place. I love it. I just stay right there. I get a place on rent and stay there for 2 or 3 months and I'm good. And then I'll come back. I don't want to buy us, but I so want to own the properties, because by the end of the day, if I'm going to somewhere, a place I want to live in, let's say I'm getting a rent. I'm getting a rough rent of $1,000. All right, and I'm making money at the same time. Safe side. Me being 24. Understanding this thing, I'm getting that $1,000 or $2,000 rent every month. I have booked a flat. I have booked an apartment I'm right now. Let's say I'm here. I'm living here.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to New York. The rent is $2,500.
Yeah.
At the same time, I know that $5,000 are coming from XYZ property. That rent is transferred straight to that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm living for free.
Exactly.
At the same time, whatever the money I'm making, $2,500 covers the like the loan amount.
Yeah.
It's getting paid off. So I don't have to worry about the rent. I'm living somewhere. I'm traveling around the world. I'm staying in New York. Sometimes I'm staying in California. I'm staying in Vegas. It's up to me, like, where I want to be there.
Yeah, this is something which youngsters needs to understand.
Yeah, means most of these guys won't understand this thing. Yeah. Like, it's important. But it's not about the youngster. It's about the real estate agents, how they are. See, I personally don't believe in this thing. Like, real estate agents cannot bring values to somebody's life who's not their client. But if they decide, they have immense knowledge. The first and the most important aspect of my game was, see, my mentor is into construction. Yeah. He's into real estate. He owns tons of complexes. He's doing a lot of things. Yep. One of my mentor is the dean of my college. He teaches me a lot of things. He's into real estate. He invested money. Why everyone is investing in money? Digital currency Web 3.0 is good. Yeah. But you cannot forget the root. let's say something went wrong, satellite bursted, Independence Day, and some aliens came in, all the internet is gone. Then they decided to, okay, I want to sabotage this entire planet. Bro, nobody's going to care about your NFTs.
Exactly.
If the plan of Elon Musk actually started working out, then he'll be needing a lot of money. And that money can be... I'm just kidding. It's just funny. So that's not going to happen.
No one is coming.
No one is coming. But yeah, people got to understand, like, stock market is... I have any hate with the stock market. It's complex to understand. I'm not so sure because I'm making 6 figures a month. I'm making 6 figures a year, multiple 6 figures a year, and can say 6 figures a month. All right. Me personally understanding this thing, like, I mean, it's very simple. I don't have any knowledge about stock market, so I will not say. So that's not my forte because this is the confirm, because that's what I got to know. Like this is the call. Like what would you rather invest in stocks or? No, I will not invest in stock until or unless if I have the perfect guy to be there. I want to invest in something that's easy for me to understand.
Real estate is
it's very easy to understand. I don't have to chase around thousands of companies, which companies the stock is going up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. And people once they will understand, that's how things is. That's how Realtors Labx is transforming the things, because we don't run around the clients. We don't tell them like, listen, this is not the thing that you should do. This is not the thing that you should do. This is not the thing. We actually ask them like, hey, listen, this is us.
Yeah,
this is you right now. 3 months later, this is going to be you. If not, take your money, whatever the money, you are going to lose the time, but you won't lose the money.
Exactly.
Whatever the money, even we're expensive, man. Like we $30,000, $40,000, $15,000, but God knows how much money we charge based on the services we provide. So that's we're expensive for sure, but by the end of the day, we give a transformation. Where people misunderstand us, like we're SMMA now, bro. We're not SMMA.
Exactly.
We're not that. We're an industrial automation company. We're dominating in this game. Like we start from the start of the funnel to the end of the funnel. You get the customer who's actually willing to invest, who's actually willing to have tons of money, who is actually looking for something. And eventually, if you are the right prospect, because nobody understands this. Let's not deny, because people, I get on a call with client and my clients are like, hey, listen, this one client of mine, I'll tell about him. He's still working with me 8 months down the line. This guy, we started working. He was about to get into real estate. He was not even a real estate agent. All right, he sold a few properties. You cannot call yourself a real estate agent until all the people are starting knowing you. I told him, like, listen, brother, this is how the things are going to be. You want to get in? Good. You don't want to get in? Fine. I'll get somebody in your location. I'll work with him and I'll make sure that he's growing by the end of the day, because he's going to be my client. I work on a specific zip code, so I don't want to mess around. And this guy, I said, okay, Harshit, let's do it. He was so much like Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. So we started, and then I started discovering that, okay, this market has been polluted by these newbies who are just selling the hype and not working on the values. And my client got no idea, like, how the hell this thing is going to work. Like, they being a real estate agent, they don't have the exposure. They don't understand the power of social media. They don't understand the power of Google. They don't understand the power, like how they can actually touch lives. They can touch hearts of the locality. They can be the freaking Black Adam of their location. Like, gods, like selling the lands. Trusted name. If I have to buy a property, I don't go anywhere else. I'll call my number one guy. Hey, listen, this is the thing that I need. He gets me that.
Exactly.
He negotiates me for that. So that's how the real estate agent should be. Eventually, they don't understand, because why? They feel like, okay, if my property got listed, I need to click a picture. I need to upload it to Instagram. Just list it. You want to buy? No, nobody's going to buy. You have to sell a story. To sell a story, you need to follow the ethics.
Exactly.
And when we start doing that, oh, Harshit, that's what I was missing. Oh my God, Harshit, you nailed it. I know I nailed it. But you were the guy who in the first place, I don't want to invest this type of money. It's too much. No, bro, it wasn't too much. It was enough.
Yeah.
But you got to believe. So that's how we are. We don't work with every real estate agent. We work with the top 1%.
Exactly.
We make them get into pointers. We compete against them. There are hundreds of thousands of real estate agents, and that's how the things go.
Exactly.
But yeah, we'll talk about that in later. But yeah, it was good. Like transforming real estate in every possible manner. US, UK, name it.
Australia, Europe, everywhere.
Yeah. We're changing the game, and people need to understand. People are understanding. Our clients are in love with us. We are taking care of the major things.
Yeah, love is what we seek.
Exactly. All right. Okay, this has been a really long podcast. Yeah. All right, guys. I hope you all are doing good. We will continue about this conversation in our next podcast. So make sure you subscribe. And if you've watched it till the end, I absolutely love you. And yeah, we shared the game points in between because it was all about real estate versus stock market where we went. I'm so sorry. But yeah, cheers to that. Thank you so much. Signing off. I hope you had a great day.